I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, sure thank you for all the swag, by the way.
Yeah, we got 2 boxes of the Greener Pastures chicken T-shirts, man. We appreciate that.
Actually, quality tees.
Yes,
they're really nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I got you guys. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the actual chicken.
Hey, Vaughn, chicken's on the way, baby.
Kind of hungry.
Vaughn, can we bet $1 real quick amongst ourselves on you?
So we're
at the Iceplex. Don't say anything. Do you think Von Miller has ever gone ice skating? Now, he played for the Broncos.
He played for the Broncos.
Yes.
I'm going to say yes. At some point, he's ice skating.
He's got younger kids. I'm going to say yes.
Ever, yes. 100%.
Vaughn, yes or no?
Yeah, I have been to the ice rink and been ice skating before.
Did you fall down?
I mean, this was when I was younger. Not when I was I haven't been when I was an adult. Like, you know how they have the ice skating rink in the mall? Like
sure.
I've been there before. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so you go Hot Topic and then you go ice skating. It's a perfect day.
That's how you kill an afternoon.
So you haven't been ice skating with your kids?
No, I haven't been ice skating with my kids. No, sir.
You've played in cold weather cities that have hockey teams, right?
Yeah, Buffalo and Denver.
Did you ever become a hockey fan?
Yeah, I love the Avalanche, the Dallas Stars, and the Golden Knights, Las Vegas Golden Knights. Those are my 3 teams.
I mean, there's room for you to root for the Washington Capitals. I mean, you're in Washington now, Vaughn.
You got to add one.
You got to add the Caps to your resume.
Yeah, I'm a hockey fan, so I wouldn't mind adding another team.
Hey, did it feel good to sack Justin Herbert? I think we talked about this with you. That would probably been your first sack on Herbert, right?
Yeah, I mean it felt good. It just feels good to do your job, and it's a familiar team too. Playing. We played the Raiders 2 weeks ago, and we're playing the Chargers and SoFi. Like it was a lot of familiarity going on, and it just felt really good to just go out there and do your job.
Vaughn, what did you guys do differently on Sunday against the Chargers that didn't happen against the Falcons?
Oh, I think for one, we tackled better. We still had some missed tackles. Hampton is a hell of a running back. We still had some missed tackles, but I think we tackled better. We were able to corral them. We were able to corral them better, and I think that allowed us to really play our style of football.
Vaughn, a lot of standout performances by the defense, but I wanted to spotlight Johnny Newton, the second-year player, defensive tackle. He had 2 tackles. He had a sack. He had a tackle for loss. He had the tipped pass that went to Mikey Sanders still at the goal line. I mean, Newton just turned in a heck of a game there that helped you guys get the 27-10 victory.
Yeah, and there was a lot of plays that you guys probably won't even see. It was a lot of hustle plays. He was running down the field, and he had the juice on Sunday. Yeah, Johnny's a hell of a player.
What were you thinking as it kind of unfolded? I know DQ's made a big point of emphasis of getting off to better starts, that sort of thing. You guys start down 10-0. Those of us that are watching at home were thinking, oh, no, here we go again. Didn't really see you reeling off 27 unanswered points. What are you thinking as you're in the middle of it? Are you not panicking? Or, you're such a veteran, you can come back from sort of any small deficit like that?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't panicking. I knew the Chargers, they're a passing team. And I knew that, I was going to have opportunity to go out there and do my job. So I wasn't panicking personally. I think, the forced fumble by Quan Martin was really what turned the tides. We were able to get it going. Yep. We were able to get it going after that. And, I just, whenever he had that and the offense started, moving the ball, I knew we were going to be able to compete in that game.
You've played with some really good defenses in the past at different spots, whether it was in Denver, with the Rams, with the Bills. How do you see this defense shaping up right now? In the offseason, obviously they had you. They beef up the defensive line by bringing in Kinlaw. We just talked about Johnny Newton. In the secondary draft, Trey Amos. How do you see this defense shaping up?
I love our defense. I think Coach Witt is doing a great job. We got a lot of leadership around this defense. A lot of great defensive minds around this defense, from Coach Pagano, Coach Witt, Coach Ken Norton. Pagano and Witt, they've been defensive coordinators before. We got Ryan Kerrigan and Coach Tapp and Sharif Floyd. We got a lot of intelligence around this defense. And we got a lot of players in a lot of great spots. And, last week I had said we were confident going into, the Atlanta Falcons game. I didn't see us losing that game, not because it was the Atlanta Falcons, but just because the type of, defense that we have been playing the week before versus the Raiders. And, it just felt good to, kind of balance out that roller coaster ride. And we just got to keep it steady. And, we got another big game coming up, here against the Chicago Bears on Monday Night Football. It'll be a good one for us. And just want to keep it steady. I don't want to just keep going up and down, up and down. Let's just keep it steady, even if it's just 5% better. I'm good with that. Let's just keep our, what we've been doing steady.
Hey, Vaughn, how much does that one extra day of rest help? You mentioned playing on Monday Night Football instead of Sunday, especially coming back from that long West Coast road trip.
Yeah, we talked about this after that Green Bay game. It's, we playing on Thursday night like it's, obviously we've been playing football our whole entire life, so we can get up and play football. But it's just better when you have a lot of time to rest, and it definitely feels better. And that extra day, so much that we can do with that day as far as recovery, putting in, a little bit more information, really knowing our opponent just one day more. So that one day definitely helps for sure.
Vaughn, I mean, he just mentioned it. Monday Night Football against the Bears. Then you get the Cowboys, 4:25 game. That's going to be a featured game. Another Monday night game against the Chiefs. Then a Sunday night game against the Seahawks. Obviously, you guys are going over to Madrid to play the Dolphins.
No 1 o'clocks.
You don't have a 1 o'clock game until December 7th. Have you ever been through a stretch that long? Man, that's 7 out of 8.
No, I haven't even thought about it. I haven't even thought about it like that. That's great, man. Playing the NFL is great, man. And, you want those primetime games. You want those big-time games. And, we got a team, full of, stars, starting with Jayden Daniels. Guys, they want to see us play. And, it feels good to be on a competitive team like this and, playing football on prime time, and that's what it's all about.
Talking to Von Miller, number 24, got 1.5 sacks against the Chargers. You've told us you love watching the league. And I'm wondering, because we kind of debated this amongst ourselves. So the Cardinals just had a huge collapse. They had a 21-6 lead, and they could have made it 28-26, and their running back, Amari DiMercato, has done something which we've seen in the NFL time and time again, where the player drops the ball just before they cross the goal line. And what we debated amongst ourselves is like the coaches talk to their players about this. Cakes was saying he would start off a meeting with this, like no player can have this happen.
Because their coach was grilling DiMercato on the sideline.
I mean, I'm sure
But you have to expect that.
He got right in his face.
Vaughn, what happens in the NFL? Do players get taught something like that? Like, it should just be known. And what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, coaches and head coaches, they talk about it, specifically here. With the Commanders, we've had several meetings about it. Each and every week we have a game management meeting, and we talk about, current events and things that have happened around, the league. And, we watch all of these things every week, not reaching out unless it's fourth down or 2-point conversions, finishing through not only the goal line, but celebrating on the end line. So we talk about these things each and every week, and it's crazy that it keeps happening. It keeps happening every single week and every single season I've been in the NFL.
It's crazy. When you guys were having your prep meetings before the Charger game, was Joe Witt kind of emphasizing, hey, look, they're down 3 linemen, and Becton was out for some of that game too, one of their starters, but Alt was out, Slater was out, right? He was out.
Yep.
So they were down to some backup linemen. Did you guys know you guys could take advantage of their backup offensive line?
I don't think Coach Witt didn't emphasize that, but as a defensive line group, we were aware of that. There's no way that we couldn't have been, aware of it. Alt is one of the best, tackles in the league, and, for him not to play, that was huge. And, they were missing Slater. They've been missing Slater all season. Pipkins was able to come in. He did a great job. I didn't see him, not being able to play, and I didn't see Becton, being spotted either, because he was in and out throughout that game too. So we knew they were going to be down there. Their left and right tackle, but I didn't see, them getting hit with the injury bug that bad on the offensive line. We didn't see that coming. Well, we just had to be prepared for, whatever they had for us.
What's the general strategy when you're going up against a guy like Caleb this week? He's improved. Obviously, it looks like he's evening out his performance a little bit. He's a dual threat. I'm not asking you to give up the game plan, but kind of sort of generally speaking, how do you handle a guy like that?
I think the game plan. Everybody knows the game plan. You just got to play solid defense. We got to rush the passer. Limit the runs. Try to put a bucket on the run. Try to make him one-dimensional. I think everybody in the National Football League, knows that's how you try to play week in and week out. Go out and play our game and score some points on offense and play complementary football and try to make their team one-dimensional. And everybody knows that's the strategy each and every week.
Now that you've had, you've kind of seen Jayden in his comeback here, kind of his best game of the three. What stands out to you the most? Obviously, he's got everything. He's got the arm, he's got the legs, he's got the poise, he's got the intelligence, he's got the work ethic. Is there any one aspect to his game that kind of really stands out to you?
No, I'm not surprised by anything, man. That was, he was a huge reason why I came to the Commanders. So, everything that he's doing, you're not surprised, or satisfied. We really don't even know what his ceiling is. So, when he goes out and he does those amazing things, that's what you expect of him each and every week. And I know he expects that, out of himself. He's a great quarterback, and we really don't even know where his ceiling is. We really don't even know where to put him with the top guys in the NFL yet. We don't know if he's 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't know where he's at, and that's a good place to be. We just got to keep on doing our job, and whatever it is out there for us to get, I know he'll be able to get it.
All right, give me Von Miller's top 5 quarterbacks right now, not including Jayden Daniels. You've played against all these guys. You can include Mahomes, your teammate Josh Allen. How do you stack them right now?
I mean, I think y'all already know, man, the top guys. I mean, for me, Josh Allen, I love Josh Allen. I'm a huge fan of Josh Allen. I think the big dogs, everybody knows the big dogs. You got Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson. And then, that fifth spot, it kind of rotates with guys. Sometimes guys put Herbert in there. Sometimes guys put Hurts in there. Sometimes guys put, the Stafford, Dak. That fifth spot kind of rotates. But for me, I would definitely put Stafford in there. Now I'm thinking about it. He's definitely one of the big dogs, and I'm a huge fan of Stafford's game too.
We're joined by Von Miller on the Rude Guest Hotline. What a performance by your teammate Bill Croskey-Merritt. On limited touches, 14 carries. He racks up 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. He chips in the receiving game as well. A huge part to the win. He had a little hiccup with the fumble, but Cliff showed confidence by going right back to him. Talk about Croskey-Merritt's performance against the Chargers.
I think Bill is kind of like, we expect those great performances out of Bill the same way we do, out of Jayden. You just seen it so many times in practice and in games. Like, you just know what to expect. He's going to go off. He's due to have a home run touchdown here and there. So, we've been seeing it since training camp. And
who does he remind you of?
I really don't. He's his own back. He's his own guy. I'm not. I play with a lot of good backs, but he doesn't. He reminds me of Bill. He reminds me of Bill. Like, he's in his own lane, and he has his own running style, and that number 22, it looks good on him, and he's just in his own lane.
And what about Debo? Debo is 9th in the league right now in receptions. With Terry McLaurin being out, he's kind of had to step up to be that true number one. He had a bomb game against the Chargers. He's been huge for you guys.
And Debo's been consistent each and every game, and for somebody that's gonna be consistent each and every week, whether we win or lose, is Debo. And he takes screens, intermediate passes, deep passes. He's been doing it all for us, this whole season.
Vaughn, thanks as always for the time. Best of luck against the Bears on Monday night, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All righty, I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Von Miller from the Commanders on the Rude Guest Hotline. Rude, the most reliable heating and air conditioning products in the DMV.
And the T-shirts we got are really nice.
They're very nice.
High quality.
Underneath
Yeah.
his shirt. Here you go, Valdez.
You want a model, Valdez?
Sure,
You want
sure.
a model? All right, hold on. Make sure you talk to him. Show too much. This could be.
Get rid of my- yeah, I know, yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
He's like Girls Gone Wild.
Exactly.
Greener Pastures Chicken.
There you go. That's
There
a
we
high
go.
quality tea right there,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yep.
Look
There
at
you
his chicken
go.
breast.
You on the spotlight. All right, when we come back, we're going to give you
It's
a
cold
chance,
in here, isn't it?
give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to see Nine Inch Nails when they come to Capital One Arena. So keep listening for your chance to win. We're the Junks coming to you live from MedStar, Capital's Iceplex.